6. This is Sana. And you can see my Aunt Irene over on the side. And this is Muggs, Marty's cousin. And Marcy Goodman, that she used to be Marcy Goldberg, and she was not married then. And this is Belva. She used to be Belva Lyons, and now she's Belva Fay. My Aunt Irene is the only one that sits out there. She can see her in the light. This is Marty. Brown on September the 14th, 1946. This is Sana. And you can see my Aunt Irene over on the side. And this is Muggs, Marty's cousin. And Marcy Goodman, that she used to be Marcy Goldberg, and she was not married then. And this is Belva. She used to be Belva Lyons, and now she's Belva Fay. My Aunt Irene is the only one that sits out there. She can see her in the light. This is Marge, my sister, older sister. And these are the Roseberry twins. Mrs. Roseberry was egging them on, and that's when the ring fell. And it went down the chute, and they had to go get the ring up. And this is my dad and myself. And I'm trying to tell the twins to keep going. And this is where the photographer didn't have good enough lights, and so it's going to be a dark space. But all the ceremony was taking place. One of the songs that my cousin Jerry sang was Because, and my Aunt Vienna was playing the music. Now we've got Lawrence Walk in the background. Belva and Marge. My dad is still there. And it seems the lights were all on the girls because the boys never just come out very much. This would be Edward, and I had cousins there, Edward, and we had Marty's cousin, Howard, and we were straightening my veil and praying. Kind of hard to make a ceremony out of this when you know what's going on. And so we'll listen to the music a little while. Be easier to waltz than it would be to do this, I guess. Marcy's husband-to-be was the one taking the film. Now we stood up, and Marge is straightening the veil. And I got my flowers back and kiss from Marty. And we really ran down the aisle, so we were the first ones out of the church. And Sana and Marcy are there chatting, and Howard's behind. And Belva and Bob Mink. Sana ran up to be with us. And my cousin Donald. We didn't stay out there very long, and we ran to the car, and Evelyn was throwing rice. Nowadays she's really laid up with arthritis, so it's good to see her running around again. I think it was Marge and Howard got in the front seat of the car. And then we had to let the town know we were married, and then we went to the church of the basement. This was at the Friendship Congregational Church. We had to take the top off so we could save it till we came back from our honeymoon. Took the top decoration off, and then with a knife and a spatula we put it on a plate, and then we sliced a slice of cake for both of us. My dad is kind of looking over my elbow. And I had to back up so Marty could really get on his high horse and give a speech. Belvin and his mother are over on the side. And he was so warm, he sweats to this day whenever he gets nervous. And he welcomed everybody. There were about 200 guests. We all had chicken dinner. And then I had to have a drink because I was warm. And they wouldn't stop taking the picture, so I had to giggle. That's the young people. And Art wouldn't stop taking it, so I had to chat with him a bit. And we still had good appetites. Ate pretty good. Marty's mother. And I'm giving him directions, as usual, per usual. And this was at the reception at Marty and the house in Adams. This was at the house that they lived in and we lived in for a little while. And at the reception, all the gifts were opened and left there so everybody could look at them. And we went next door to the Hagans, changed our clothes to go on our honeymoon, which started at the Dells the following day. A lot of those things are still being used, maybe not by us, all of them, but Bruce and Sandy have some of them, and Bill and Charlotte have some. Not too many things have worn out. And this was at the reception after we were gone. Marge and Edward, Marcy, Muggs, Belva. They all had to sit there, and she's the one that caught the bouquet, so she's really showing my bouquet around. She was always one of my dearest friends. We walked a million times. Mom and Dad Brown and Mom and Dad Sudlock. And this is our bedroom set. This is the first furniture we bought, and we had it set up in the bedroom at Mom and Dad Brown's. No, Kitty still has the dresser, but that was one I gave to her a while back. And the bed was upstairs for a long time. The bedspread wore out. And I imagine that most of those toiletries are used, but that picture we still have. And this is in the kitchen, Mom Brown washing dishes. And I'm wiping them. And of course she's telling me, don't forget they gotta be rinsed. And that cake plate is around here somewhere. And this is Chicago, where my mom and dad lived, on the second floor.
You see how she giving hell right there?
Yeah. Can't do anything right then, and you can't anymore. You keep telling me anyway. But that car did a good thing there, Sana, going out to play with her friends. And my grandma and grandpa coming. They came from Milwaukee. They had an apartment house, but they had to come to our house. We came from Adams and they came from Milwaukee, so we'd all be together for Thanksgiving. I had to take a photograph album in. My mom always hated this whenever she had a picture taken when she was cooking. Coffee must have been steaming hot. My sister Marge's friend Julia was with us, and this is our first Thanksgiving after we were married. Place that's vacant is Marty. And this is back in Adams at the house. And it's just a little mattering of snow. I must have talked a lot. All I ever do is get my pictures taken and talk. And he had it set up on a tripod so he could be in some of them with me. Must have been cold feet. I had to